Hello, Beard Wizard family. Welcome to our second actual reaction video. So if you guys missed the first one, it actually got shut down at like 40 minutes and it went way long because of copyright material, which happens. I should have been paying more attention. But I had been watching these barbecue reaction video or these barbecue grilling and tip videos, and I'm like, hey, I like to grill. I like to do these things. And I think I know. I've been grilling since I was big enough to stand at a grill. So I think I've learned a lot over the years and got a lot of insight. And I watched this one and I'm like, some of this stuff is really dumb. Some of this stuff is wasteful or not a hack in general. And I thought it might be fun to make an actual reaction video rather than a review, which I normally do. So now we're going to do our second one, and I'm going to make it a little shorter, and hopefully it doesn't get shut down partway through. We'll see. But anyway, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Like, comment, leave me, ask questions, whatever. I would love to share my wealth of knowledge with grilling, tips, tricks, everything else. And I do have a couple of videos already, and I want to do more content. You guys are responding positively to sort of the grilling, adulting, cooking content that I'm doing. And that's what this channel is all about. It's about the things I love, and hopefully you guys enjoy too. Gaming, music, art, writing, all of the things that I do in my life, the hobbies I have. I'm basically just going to share those hobbies with you guys. So this is our second ever reaction video. We're doing a reaction to 11 secret barbecue tips from grill masters from the Delicious channel. I put a link in the video description below because I don't want to not give them credit for the original video. So if you want to go watch the original video without my blathering, follow the link and go there. I'm fine with that. But be sure to subscribe here. So here we go. This is our second video of the day. 11 secrets, barbecue tricks from grill masters. We'll see. We'll see if they're any good. All right. Here we go.
Thick steaks, juicy hot dogs, and crisp skewers. That's what we picture when we think about grilling.
Yeah.
And though we can eat them like pros, the actual grilling part can be tricky. But no worries. We'll show you the top 11 tips and tricks that will earn you the
We've already seen some of these
Grillmeister
before.
title. Perfect steaks, hot dogs, and shish kebabs, all within your reach.
You're not
Here
doing that.
we go.
Hold on. So there is a huge distinction between grilling and smoking. And that last picture they showed, you're not grilling that. You're smoking that. And they did show a smoker in there as well. So do not confuse the two, grilling and smoking. While sometimes the term barbecue is used interchangeably, the processes, methods, styles, temperature, everything is different between grilling and smoking. They're not even like, they're distant cousins when it comes to process and everything else. So let's see. I know what trick number one's going to be. We'll see. It's going to be cleaning your grates with a potato.
The potato trick. How can you prevent your meat from sticking to the grill? You grease it, right? Well, not with oil. Not only is oil flammable, it can cause carcinogenic compounds to be released in high heat. Instead, cut a potato in half and poke holes in it with a fork. Then rub it all over the hot grill and watch it work its magic.
Stop it!
The heat releases starch from the potato, which creates an all-natural non-stick coating. Now you can let your meat sizzle away without worrying that it will stick to the grill. And it's all completely natural. Talk about a win-win.
Okay. First of all, yes, you do put oil on your grates when you season your grill. When I got my new grill, and I'm going to do this to the smoker that I'm going to get in a week too, you oil the entire inside, including the grates. And then you fire that bad boy up to about 400 degrees and let it cook. And that creates a seasoned coating. It creates what's called I'm going to get the term wrong, but it basically creates a layer of carbon, much like you would do with a cast iron grill, and makes it a naturally nonstick surface. The potato trick may or may not work. I've never had to use it because there's a couple reasons that your food sticks to the grill. Either your temperature's wrong, you're turning it too soon, especially in the case of chicken, or you didn't season your grill when you started using it. And I'll tell you what, when you get a brand new grill, it's going to be covered in chemicals and oils from the manufacturer. So you want to cook all that off. You do not want to build a brand new grill and then start cooking on it right away. You've got to season it before you cook it. But yes, you do put oil on the grill, and know that oil is not going to catch fire, and know it's not going to, you know what creates the carcinogens on your food? The smoke, the tasty smoke from the charcoal. Now, the potato trick may work, but everything else they said about why you don't want to oil your grill is just stupid. It's just flat wrong. All right, so tip number 2. We know what this one's going to be too, but I think there's a twist on this one.
Well, now it's the ice cube trick. If your patties always end up looking like hockey pucks, don't worry,
using the wrong meat.
There's an easy fix.
And cooking way too long.
Make a small indent in the burger and stick an ice cube in there. As the meat cooks, the ice will melt and all the moisture will be absorbed. And if you really want to kick things up a notch, stick some butter in there too. Extra juicy burgers, here we come.
Yeah, the ice cube trick works, but you shouldn't need to use it. Your meat cooks into a hockey puck and it shrinks and it dries out because you're not using beef with high enough fat content. For a long time, we were taught less fat, more healthy, right? So people were making burgers out of low fat content beef, and they shrink up because they dry up. It also means you're cooking them you're just cooking them wrong. Burgers should be cooked while the coals are red hot, 5 to 7 minutes on each side. Set them off to the side. Done. 80-20 beef, 70-30 beef. Fine. Anything more lean than that, and you're going to have hockey pucks. Those also were cooked super long. Like, that was kind of dishonest on their part because the burgers they were showing were clearly overcooked. So yeah, they're dry. The ice cube trick works, but it only works because you're using the wrong meat and you're not cooking it right. Butter, yeah, put butter on your beef, put butter on your steaks, put butter on your burgers. Hell, when you make your burgers, mix butter in there, chop up butter, mix it in the meat, make your patties. I like to put shredded cheese in my patties, which also helps. So the ice cube trick works, but it's a Band-Aid for a larger problem. Just use the right meat and cook it right. All right, what's this? I don't know what this is.
The apple juice trick.
It's not
the secret to a juicy steak with a nice crust isn't butter. It's apple juice.
No.
That's right, apple juice. Just spray some on your steak before grilling and you'll get the most amazing crust of your life.
No, you
Pizza
won't.
excluded.
No, so the reason that probably works is because the apple juice has sugar in it. And the sugar's caramelizing and giving you a crust. It depends on your taste, but I don't like sweet with my beef. I like savory, salt, pepper, garlic, savory, paprika, those kinds of things go on beef. Sweet goes on pork. That's just my preference, though. Maybe you like your beef sweet. I don't. But that crust thing, yeah, that trick probably works, but it has nothing to do with the apple juice. You could cover your steak in ketchup and you'd get the same results because it's the sugar caramelizing, not this. You're not getting a crust on the steak. For your steak, salt, pepper, garlic powder, maybe. I just use a grilling steak seasoning, which is fine. A1 and Worcestershire sauce. That's it. That's all that goes on my steak. Some people just salt and pepper, and that's fine too. The crust on your steak is going to come from the char, the fat, and the grill itself. You don't need to spray it with apple juice. I don't think that would even taste good. But yeah, you're going to get a crust on that steak, but it's not for the right reasons, basically.
The coal trick. The number one rule of grilling is to get the temperature just right.
Yeah.
If your coals are too hot, you'll end up with dry, overcooked meat.
No.
Switch to Verizon and get
I'm
iPhone
sorry,
14
there's
Pro
an
on
ad.
us with my
Why
plan.
do we got an ad?
Acts now.
I guess we get an ad.
It's your Verizon.
With Beyond Natural Pet Food,
2
you
ads.
can feed your pet nutrition as nature intended. Beyond brings you options with
Well,
natural,
this is fun.
organic,
And they're not
sustainable
skippable. I put
sourced
skippable ads in
ingredients
my
so
videos.
You can choose what's best for your pet. Learn more at beyondpetfood.com.
You'll know the coals are good to go once they're covered in gray ash and start glowing, which can take
Yeah.
up to 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
To
True.
find out
True.
if the temperature's right, hold your hand about 6 inches above the grate. 1, 2, oh, ouch!
Yes.
Way too
Okay,
hot.
yeah, that's
that
right.
means you'll have to spread out the coals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, perfect medium-high heat. 6
Depends on
or
what
8
you're cooking.
seconds, and I'll throw on a few more coals because that means it's too cold.
Depends on what you're cooking. Okay, yeah. So the statement that your meat will dry out, no, it's all timing. It's all about timing. Yes, you want the coals covered in white ash. Yeah, the hand method works. An oven thermometer is a better method of checking you can buy an oven thermometer for nothing and put it in your grill and it will tell you what the temperature is. Practice is the best method, but dry meat does not necessarily come from the temperature of the grill. It comes from cooking it too long or cooking it too fast. It has nothing like there. Yes, you can hold your hands over the grate to find out how hot the coals are. A better method is get an oven thermometer and pay attention to the meat because every meat's different. It depends on what you're cooking. It has, like, the temperature depends entirely on what you're cooking.
The rosemary skewer trick. Whoa, hold on a second.
I don't know about this
Okay,
one.
of
We
course
talked
you can
about
make
this.
your kebabs like that, but this is more creative. You'll wow all your guests, and it's
No,
way
you won't.
tastier, trust us. Stack up
Probably,
your meat
yeah.
and veggies as usual, but use a sprig of rosemary instead of a regular wooden skewer. Then throw them on the grill and enjoy some extra flavor.
We talked about this in the last video. Yeah, it probably tastes really good. I like rosemary on my food. But I've never seen a full sprig of rosemary, much less 4 or 5 or 6 of them. And I don't know how durable they are. I use bamboo skewers, and even those sometimes have trouble making kebabs. But I don't want to use metal ones because I don't want to have to wash them and store them all the time. That might or might not work. I don't know. But I can tell you for sure you're going to spend a crap load more money buying whole sprigs of rosemary than you would if you just bought a package of bamboo skewers. So it's on you whether you want to try this or not. I don't know if that would work. I just know it's not really a trick. It's pretty costly. Herbs and spices are expensive.
The 3-zone fire trick. Before you add meat to the grill, you have to get the temperature right.
Yes.
How? Well, you build a 3-zone fire. The hottest zone is the one with a mountain of coals. Evenly disperse the coals
Sure,
in the
yeah.
center zone for medium heat, and the third zone is the one without any coals, so you can let your meat rest once it's done cooking.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, you'll have complete control over how you want your meat cooked. Plus, you get to use indirect heat.
Yes. That's accurate. You want to, like, if you watch my review of my grill, I've got a pretty large grill. I always have all the coals on one side because on the other side I'll be doing vegetables or bread or something that's sort of baking. I don't want it right over the heat because I don't want it to burn. Also, it's a place where when I'm doing burgers, for example, I do the burgers about 5 minutes on each side. They're not done yet, though. Then I move them off the coals. I put cheese on them and let them sit over here while I finish off the bacon, while I toast the buns, while I do some other things for another 5 to 10 minutes. And that finishes them. So yeah, you want to do that. The bigger your grill, obviously, the easier it is. But yes, you don't want to put all your coals across the entire grill. Don't put them all in the middle. Kind of put them off to one side or the other, and it will give you more control over over what you're making, what you're cooking, for sure. That's a very good tip.
Now the onion trick. Charred food bits and stubborn grime that just won't come off.
No. Why waste an onion?
These are the woes of grilling.
No.
But don't waste your money on cleaning products.
True, don't do that.
Because there's a simple, non-toxic alternative.
No.
Onions. We'll cut one in half, poke holes in it, and use it to clean your grate. Onions have antibacterial properties, so they'll get your grate looking nice and clean.
No. Okay, so yes, your grill's going to get gross. It's going to look gross, but trust me, that grill is going to be so hot that no bacteria is going to stick to it. So to clean your grates, when you're done cooking, you can scrape off any food particles that are on there. That's fine. I don't, but some people do. When you're done, when I'm done cooking, I'm eating, and by the time I'm done eating, I'm sitting in my chair watching TV, and I don't want to go back outside and clean my grill. So when I start the coals, I get the coals going good and hot. I put the grates in the grill and I close the lid for about 5 minutes. But before I started the coals, I scraped with I have a nylon brush, scrape the grates, and I have it has a metal scraper. Sometimes I need to hit it with that, not all the time. Hit it with that nylon brush. Sometimes hit it with like a pumice kind of thing. Put the coals in, put the grates in, close the lid for about 5 minutes. Then before I put the food on, I go back out there with a wadded piece of tinfoil. Scrape those grates with your tinfoil, throw the tinfoil away. The onion trick might work, but why waste an onion? That was an entire onion he just wasted cleaning his grill. Why? That's food. Tinfoil's not food. Yeah, I threw away a wad of tinfoil, but tinfoil's not food. Don't waste an onion cleaning your grill. Also, don't buy chemicals. There's no reason to clean your grill with chemicals unless you're every once in a while, if you're going to do a heavy degrease and clean, sure, you're going to do that. But I don't understand that one. I don't know why you would waste an onion cleaning your grates.
Now the sausage trick. Your brats will stay put if you position them next to one another, but don't stick a fork in them while they're cooking.
Yes, don't do that.
They'll fall apart and all that yummy fat.
They won't fall apart.
Flavor will drip out, leaving you with a smoking grill and bland dogs. That's a lose-lose situation that heck no one wants to be in.
Okay, yeah. Okay, most brats, if you've ever had a brat, most brats are curved. They'll lay on their side just fine across the grates. You don't need to put them between the grates. Put them next to each other. Sure, they won't roll around. Yes, don't stick them with a fork while they're cooking. If you do have to stick one with the thermometer, stick it in the end. They won't fall apart. If the fat comes out of the casing, they will dry out a little faster and shrivel up. So that's why you don't want to check the temperature until you're pretty sure they're almost done. Because as soon as you poke a hole in that casing, it will start dripping whatever fat, juices, or whatever's inside, and it will start to dry out. It won't fall apart. Don't use a fork. There's no reason to use a fork. I don't know why you would use a fork. Doesn't make any sense. But that is true. You don't want to poke holes in the casing of anything, any sausage you're cooking on the grill. That would be silly.
And the lemonade trick. Channel your inner child to make homemade lemonade, but a more interesting version.
We've seen this.
Cut a few lemons in half, dip them in sugar, and grill them for 10 minutes until the sugar's nice and caramelized. Then squeeze the juice into a pitcher, add some fresh lemon slices, and, well, there you have it. The perfect lemonade for any cookout.
I don't believe you. Yes, you'll probably get lemonade out of that, but A, you won't have enough lemons in that batch. You won't have enough sugar in that batch. And you just used your whole grill for juice. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing a cookout, my grill is full of meat and sometimes some veggies. I think that's a silly. I don't think that's worth a damn. I think that's silly. The resting trick. All right, yes.
Now
it's not more ads. Welcome to Target, boys and girls.
Celebrate
And,
the red, white, and blue at Goods Furniture and
Goods
Mattress.
Furniture.
Shop Good Sleep.
If you're
and
not
save
from
on
Rest and trick.
if you're not from Central Illinois, you don't know what that is.
Don't just devour your steak the second it comes off the grill.
Yes,
Instead,
devour your
cover it with aluminum foil
No.
and let it rest for 1 to 2 minutes. This will lock in the moisture for an extra juicy piece of meat.
No.
But you don't have to worry about brats and hot dogs. You can bite into those right away.
Now that's really kind of a preference thing, and it's not. Yeah, if it's a very large piece of meat, sometimes you'll let it rest. A steak, you don't need to let steaks rest. That's kind of an old wives' tale kind of thing. It's not necessary to let steaks rest. Not necessary to let burgers rest. Actually, if you let burgers rest, they'll dry out. Steaks are not sealed in anything. They're not. And the reason you let large pieces of meat when you're smoking like a brisket rest is because they will continue cooking after you pull them off the smoker, because they're usually so hot. So you're pulling them off to rest because you want to give them time to finish. Glad Ed says he learned a few things today. Good. That's what I'm here for.
Now the newspaper trick. The worst part of any barbecue has got to be the cleanup. Seriously, who wants to scrub down a grill when you could be relaxing?
Yeah.
Luckily, there's an easy solution. Grab some newspaper and wrap it around the dirty grate, then soak it in water and let it sit like that overnight. The moisture and ink from the paper will remove all that grime from the grate. I mean, why should you have to do all the hard work? Cleaning up has never been easier. With all these genius tips,
I'll tell you what, if your grill looks that clean and shiny, you aren't using it. That's dumb. You don't need to do that. Like I said before, scrape off any food particles before you start the coals. Get the coals good and hot, put the lid on. 5 minutes later, come back with a piece of aluminum foil and just scrape off the top. Your food's not touching the bottom. You don't put your hamburgers on the bottom of the grill. Who cares what's on the bottom of the grill? That grill's going to be so hot that there's no bacteria is going to survive. You know, it's the frickin' surface of the sun inside your grill. The bacteria is not going to make it through that. No way. That is a waste of time. And who has newspaper anymore? That's just kind of dumb. I think the rest of this is the outro. Let's see. It's 11 steps. Let's see if there's anything else here.
some tricks in your arsenal, your next cookout is guaranteed to be a hit.
I know.
Oh, by the way, if you're not following...
Okay, so go check out their channel. Yes, Grump Diddlyicious. I put the link to this video there, right there. That's smoked meat. That is not grilled meat. Some okay hacks in here, some okay tricks in here. Most of them waste of money and time. Couple of them just plain stupid. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Ask me questions. I love sharing tips and tricks about grilling. Thank you to everybody who was here, Ed and everybody else. And excuse me, a little burpy today. Go check out this channel and come back for more. I will have, at the end of the week, hopefully, I will have my new smoker. I ordered an Oklahoma Joe's Longhorn, the big boy smoker. And hopefully I will be putting it together this weekend. I'll show you guys my review and my comparison to my old one, just like I did with the new grill, hopefully with better video this time, better camera work. And I'll come back with more of these, and I'll tell you guys what I think about grilling and tips and tricks and how to become a better griller. Not these weird TikTok-y grill tricks, but real grill use tips and tricks. Thank you, Ed, everybody else who was here. I really appreciate you. I'll see y'all again soon. You have a great one. Much love. Bye.